She makes them look like a bunch of, let's say, ZX81 owners. Super Gran was a 1980s children's show produced by Tyne Tees television up in the northeast in the UK, actually exported all over the world and especially popular in Eastern Europe. 2 series made, starred Gudrun Ure, who's still alive apparently, as Granny Smith, and of course Ian Cuthbertson as the Scunner Campbell. Billy Connolly did the title music, all shot on film, and many guest stars: Patrick Troughton, Leslie Phillips, Charles Hawtrey in his last TV appearance, Barbara Windsor, Bernard Cribbins, and so on. Supposed to be based in a Scottish coastal village, in actual fact it's clearly Tynemouth, which is north of Newcastle, which stood in as Chiselton because the TV series was adapted from books. Now if you're downloading this, be aware there are in fact 2 Super Gran games, an adventure game and this an arcade game. The instructions say a truly amazing game with superb graphics and 8 action-packed screens. See if you can help Super Gran to crush that evil Scunner Campbell and his boys Tubbs and Renter Muscle. So without further ado, let's start off on the Spectrum. Sheet 1. And there you are in your Skimmer, a creation by Inventor Black, and you have to shoot the baddies who are somehow in very similar devices to what you're flying around in. Super Gran is a granny who, well, clearly has superpowers like Superman or all those other kind of superheroes. You can shoot in 8 directions, and there's interrupt music going on. It's not very good. And over to the CPC. Tynesoft, conveniently enough, got the conversion of this game. Trying to redefine my keys, because if you want to use joystick on the Amstrad version, you have to redefine the keys to the joystick, and it's very difficult because if you as much as touch one direction, it registers 2 inputs at once. So I'm being very careful this second time round to get it right. When you're flying around, you have a shield as well, which you can activate, I think, 3 times to stop baddies killing you. The music's terrible, and the graphics are even worse. Well, this is quite something, isn't it? The screen doesn't scroll on level 1. Baddies just appear, and when you shoot them, more baddies appear, and they are incredibly difficult to avoid. And you'll just crash to the ground every time you touch one. The sprites flicker. It's awful. It's lamentably bad. Dixon's managed to give this away in a free game pack with the Amstrad CPC. Presumably because it was cheap. If you can get off level 1 without cheating on the Amstrad version, you're a better gamer than me. Over to the C64. And here we are on sheet 1. Moves a little bit better and doesn't flicker. And has the church steeple from Chiselton. Let's say Chiselton. Plays a bit better. Not a lot, but it plays a bit better. And here we are on the C16. The graphics look slightly better to me than the 64. But the movement is very bad, and the sprites flicker like crazy. In fact, they start disappearing. Let's try that again, shall we? Off we go. And when your sprite disappears, it's quite hard to work out where you are, what you're doing, and it's just awful. There's not as many baddies on the screen, but they're pretty vicious and come straight for you. This is lamentable. I don't imagine, and I can't tell, if there's any more levels than this on the 16. Level 2 on the Spectrum and your Super Gran, so you can fly. And the music is still there. But apparently to fly you need to collect cans of fuel. Something that I'm not aware is in the Super Gran canon. Don't cross over the clouds because you will disappear. We're supposed to be rescuing cats that jump out in front of cars, although all the cats look like they've been stuffed. And Super Gran just floats and there are planes and... oh, it's so bad. You won't get any time. If you're at the edge of the screen, you won't get any time to avoid anything that comes onto the screen. You will just die. And you have to rescue enough cats to get superness. I'll say that again, superness. And it's old-style cars that are around running over the cats. And then these balloon things come after you. And why is it so bad? And when you get hit by something, you carry on for another second as well. C64 version, level 1 completed, but I've taken the collision detection off, so that would happen. So yeah, I mean, every time something hits me here, I will be dead. But we want to see a bit further into this game. I mean, this is terrible. Look at the state of the graphics. It's like Bionic Granny 2. Everything about this is appalling. How are you supposed to avoid these things flying around the screen? I've completed the level, but I promise you won't be able to do it without cheating. Level 3, you have to drive your car to chase someone, but you're not chasing them because sometimes you're in front, sometimes you're behind. And if you as much as touch anything, which I have there, but I've got collision detection off, you will die. Spectrum version, where I'm not cheating. So as soon as I touch something, I will die. All you have to do is just basically survive for long enough on this level as far as I can see. But if the baddie crashes into the back of you, you die. If you touch the baddie, you die. If you touch the side of the road, you die. Level 4 sees you trapped down a mine or something where this game should be placed. And you have to jump up and escape while it floods. Meanwhile, a helicopter is dropping bombs on you for no reason. And the music's still going on. Don't worry, there's 8 more. Well, there's 8 levels in total. We're only on level 4, but as we'll see, there's not really 8 levels. Level 4 on the C64, well, at least it moves a bit smoother. And Super Gran is just... all she does is flap her arms around like some demented Mary Poppins. Ugh. This is lamentable. Tynesoft, purveyors of absolute rubbish. The thing about Tynesoft is the only times they actually produce anything any good was by accident. Mainly when people submitted games to them that were good because they didn't submit them to a better company. Like the Electron version of Boulder Dash. Oh. The music to go. Just. And level 5. It's level 2. And level 6 is level 3. And you get the idea. Tynesoft sold some absolute rubbish in their time. Shoddy, nasty, awful software house who wouldn't know a good game if it dropped on their heads and would certainly forget to pay the royalties if it did. What a waste of a popular license. What an absolute waste. You could do something good with this. Super Gran had a good TV presence at the time, had a stripping look in. You really could have done something with this, and yet you've produced in 1985 a game that is more suited to the very earliest days of home computing. All the versions are absolutely lamentable. I can't run through all the faults with this game. They are... every version of this is insultingly bad. Why Tyne Tees, the ITV franchise who produced this game, allowed this rubbish to go out, I've got no idea. This isn't even a curiosity bag game like perhaps Count Duckula 2 is, where you can't believe it's so bad it was actually made. This is just another example of Tynesoft licensing and producing absolute rubbish. Overall, it's insulting.